Hello, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And I want to thank all 755 subscribers so far. We're so very grateful for you guys and coming on this journey with us. What do we do here, Jamal? We just talk about stupid reality shows, right?
Yeah, and the people who quote unquote entertain us.
I like that, quote unquote, entertain us. Oh my God. So on the docket today, we have The Real Housewives of Miami, season 4, episode 7, Bling, Boobs, and Bickering. What'd you think overall of the show?
Overall the show, this was good.
This was one of their better shows. And
It
only
was.
because I'm just going to say all of the wives, even though one wasn't missing. But I'm kind of glad that this gathering of the majority of the women happened, because that's where all of the conflicts pop off. And I love me a fight over dinner, especially if I could see the food.
It was good. It was, oh my goodness, it was ridiculous, but it was so good.
But it's the typical, okay, it started off as the typical argument for housewife shows, fighting over bedrooms, but then it escalated into levels of trust.
Right.
I didn't see it going on that tangent, but good on you, Marisol, Alexia's enforcer.
But Marisol needs to. But if I was Marisol, I'd be looking at Alexia a little bit, because when Nicole said that Alexia said that you got married just to be relevant, and then Alexia said, "I don't remember saying that." She didn't outright deny it.
Exactly. But here's the thing. I think Nicole sees what I saw was it last week when I said that Marisol is Alexia's enforcer? She's the person that goes out and does
Right.
all of Alexia's dirty work. And I think Marisol see that.
Mhm.
Oh, this was good. This was good. Um, I I would give it a 9, but Gertie wasn't there. So get an 8.5. I like to see when they have these disagreements that the whole cast and friends are there. Just, I like, oh, everybody in the pool when we start to fight.
Mhm.
All right, so let's start at the top of the episode. We pick back up with that scene with Nicole and her dad, and she was telling him to not have any more kids. And basically, he's drunk. She is not having it. He's saying, I was there for you. You had all the money you needed. She's like, it's not about the money. It's about the emotional, like you weren't there for me emotionally or basically physically, because you did go away. And I'm trying to repair our friendship, and you just coming at me with sunglasses on and telling me that you getting ready to shoot up the club. That was a crazy scene. And she picked up and she left. She
As she should
left.
have.
Mm-mm-mm. He just wasn't there for her. I don't know if he was trying to come off as macho or something like that with the cameras, but she's still your daughter.
Right.
Like, you saw she was there trying to talk to you, and you just didn't want to engage.
He just wants everything glossed over.
I just thought that he thought he was cute.
He
You're
did.
60 something years old. You ain't cute no more. You've been to jail. You definitely ain't cute no more. I don't know. Mm-mm. I
It's
don't
very interesting.
remember.
Like he felt like, oh shit, I don't care about the Louis Vuitton, and I see. That was interesting, because it just proves my point with her. She has put herself in a position to where she don't have to depend on the man for anything. And basically, what she told him, she was, I can buy that myself. That's basically
Mm-hmm.
what she told him. I don't need you
Mm-hmm.
for that.
Look what Steven says. I don't remember is what you say when you're not sure if it got caught on camera.
Agreed. Because she sure didn't deny it.
Oh my God. Let's just say hi to everybody in the chat now that y'all are coming in. Wait, I fixed Twitter. I just realized it. We're simulcasting. Okay, I have to let the people at StreamYard know that they are not as useless as tits on a bowl. And that they actually helped me fix it yesterday. I had to go in incognito in order to reconnect the Twitter. My God.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's just say hi to everybody. Hi, JG. Hi, Steven. Hi, Susan. Nice to see you from last night. Hey, Queen Bria. Welcome, 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 everybody. Okay, so we're back up and running on Twitter. Yay. Just the little things that mean a lot. Hi, Barbie. You don't watch this one, so I don't know any of the people. Have fun. I'll give you a thumbs up. Thank you, Barbie. I love you for that. I love the support we get from our peeps.
That's what YouTube should be about. I'll put it that way.
Now get rid of the bots. We don't have any bots, Jay. We're not popular enough to have bots. Like Heidi had bots.
We get them, but you just don't see them.
Oh, we don't see. Oh,
okay.
See,
I take care of them.
I'm inept when it comes to this stuff. Jamal patrols these YouTube streets. He knows what to do. That's not my lane. Yes, we did have fun last night, Susan. Oh my God. Steven, you don't watch either? Steven, you sound like you watch this show, okay? But I love you for joining us. Bots like all over YouTube. Show. JG, I barely know how to turn on my laptop. I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I don't know how to, like, yeah. Oh, I don't even know. I don't know. Heidi was trying to explain it to me last night. Okay, so, well, that fell apart really quickly. Here's the thing. If that was one of her plot lines, if she got it over with in like a half of an episode, because I'm counting the portion from last week and then the little top portion of this week, a half episode, I would be grateful. Story arc complete. We don't need to revisit anything with your dad. Your mom is there for you. Your mom is a grandma to your kid. Just keep it moving and don't worry about him and any other, persons that he decides to procreate with.
Right.
Let's see. We see Julia packing. All the ladies are packing for the Hampton trip that is being hosted by Larsa Pippen. Julia is packing with her daughter, and she's putting eggs in a Chanel bag to take to the Hamptons. And the daughter says, I hope there's chicken shit on them eggs. And I could not agree more, because that was some dumb shit she was doing. Lisa is packing, and Lenny looks like he is loving that she is not going to be there. Nicole and Anthony, they are out walking.
Hey, Deb, hold on. I'm going to go. Can you keep going? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nicole and Anthony are out with their little son Grayson, and she's talking about her dad and how emotionally drained she is from that meeting. And then, like, I'm not even sure if she's ready to take on what is coming to her in the Hamptons. Because remember, she's the newbie to this show. Her and Gertie, this is their first cash trip. Like, you really have to get your defenses on to go to these cash trips. So get your shit together, girl. Now, the next scene is with Larsa, and she's on a video call with her son. Yeah, because it was her son. It wasn't the husband. And she's begging for 2 minutes of his time. And he actually paused their conversation because he was busy doing something for his dad. I thought that was a bit disrespectful. My nephew can't talk to his mom like that, and he's 30-something years old. Larsa, I felt bad for her in that situation. I did feel bad for her. And if Scotty was there, her ex-husband or soon to be ex-husband, and he saw that his son was talking to his mom like that in his presence and he did nothing to correct it, shame on him. Shame on him. Ah,
All right, where are we at?
Jamal, you need to keep your hat on because I don't recognize you without the hat.
All right. So who y'all talking about?
Larsa, the scene with Larsa trying to talk to her son, and he puts her on pause and say he ain't got no time to talk to her because he's doing something for his dad. I thought it was a bit disrespectful.
Only a little bit.
But if his
Only a little
dad,
bit.
here's the thing, I want your opinion on it. If Scotty was there and saw Scott Jr. talking to his mom like that, do you think he should have corrected him or no?
I mean, I think in that, and I think you do correct them because you don't want them to think speaking to their mother is appropriate. Because how men speak to their mothers, how they speak to their prospective wife.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
you don't want to create or allow certain habits. And it's
Mm-hmm.
the same. It's just because if you let them get away with that, it's just a breeding ground for potential issues down the
Mm-hmm.
road,
Mm-hmm.
and you just don't know how that's going to turn out. So, and which is why I wholeheartedly feel that parents, when they split, you don't speak ill of each other in front of the children. Like, you don't want to be telling your children, don't be like this, don't you don't like your mom is this, your mom is that, vice versa. Your dad is this, your dad. Yeah, you just don't badmouth you just don't badmouth each other. You need to foster respect on both ends of the spectrum. It can't be one
Yeah.
sided. Because that's yep. Because he's gonna think, he's gonna be like he would speak to all women that way.
Guys, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. A lot of our live chatters right now, they don't even watch this show, but they just tune in because they like our conversations. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Likewise.
Um, Ablavi says, hello, everyone. I'm pretending to be in Cuba because it's 18 degrees today. Good Lord.
18. Oh,
I
damn.
was complaining that it was 65 the other day.
Yeah, you really were though.
Yes, because I had to wear enclosed shoes and a coat. My God, it's cold.
You're spoiled.
I'm not spoiled. I just
Otherwise,
expect
you're
this is
spoiled.
global warming. The temperature is not supposed to get that low here.
Mm.
I live near the equator. Um, let's see. All I know is that she's shady. Ooh. Hi, Ruth Ann. Welcome, welcome. It just hit 10 degrees in northern Missouri. Good Lord. Please stay warm, y'all. That y'all are making my liver shake. Hi, Yanni. See, we're asking about snow. I do not miss that at all. Okay, JG says, yes, Jamal, totally agree. You teach a child how to be a good citizen. See here. Da, da, da. I need to know.
But then again, I also think about like how I wonder how he speaks about Larsa in front of his children to where they feel comfortable behaving this way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the other side of the coin.
Yep. Yep. Especially the boys, because they
Right.
seem to be more with him. She doesn't have that issue with Sophia, who's with her.
Right.
And Sophia's the only girl, right? Three
Right.
boys? Yeah.
3 boys, 1 girl.
Yep. Okay, we're going through the episode now. We you haven't missed much, Yanni. Let's see. Yeah, I had a real problem with that segment.
It was
Um,
cringy. We're gonna be
mhm,
calling it. It was cringy because you're like, who speaks to their parent that way when they're just trying to talk to you and you guys don't live together. So my thing with him was like, be grateful that your mama even trying to call you, because some people would love to hear from their mother nowadays.
mhm.
Just saying.
Child, I would love to have a conversation with my mother, like who my mother was, not
Hmm.
the person that she is now. Um, child. Straighten yourself up, young man. Straighten yourself up. And you too, Scottie Pippen, because you should not allow your children to talk
Yeah.
to the mother, their mother like that. And the thing is, as much as I might not like what Larsa does in certain aspects of her life, she did dedicate many years to solely taking care of her family. And I
Right.
will give her credit for that. And she raised 4 wonderful children until last night's episode. If I'm going to use an hour of my life, I'd rather spend it here than watching the show that might not be any good. Thank you, Stephen. Oh, God. Alrighty. So next we see the ladies are in, I think they're in 2 separate cars. Larsa tells everyone that they're sharing rooms. They get to the house in the Hamptons. This should not be a big deal because it's a lot of them traveling, and the Hamptons is expensive real estate. We're not going to find a house. Well, there are houses that have like 9 bedrooms, but those are big money that neither Larsa or Bravo is going to pay for.
Right. And I want to know what Larsa's out here gallivanting when she trying to sell a house.
Wait, did you hear what she said that Scottie is now like hesitating on selling the house? Why?
Yeah, she's like, we're not living there.
Or that he's hesitating on the divorce or something like that. Did he figure out that you're now making money, so he might as well stay married to you to get your money since he has none? Like that was the first thing that entered my head.
I'm thinking like this. I'm thinking like, you know what? Why sell the house and give her anything? I think he's trying to withhold funds from her.
What
So if you're
funds?
not
He ain't
living,
got no funds.
so if you're not living in the house, why wouldn't you just sell it and just if you want to divorce somebody, why not just get rid of them as soon as possible?
Oh, JG, thanks for the encouraging words. Let's see. That's exactly what I did. Maybe is a really bad parent. A good buddy, though. I never allowed my son to disrespect him. Yeah, I mean, you might have your issues with that someone. It's still your kid's parent.
Right.
Hi, Morgan D. Welcome, welcome. Larsa is an embarrassment of a mom. Ooh.
But here's the thing. Now, I have a question for you. I want to know, did Larsa let them know that they would be sharing rooms, or did she just spring that on them when they got there? That's what I want to know.
But they shared rooms at the biggest penthouse in the world.
That's a suite, though. Come on now.
Right.
That's a huge.
They're not going to be. They know Larsa is bougie on a budget and is not going to be renting out a 9-bedroom thing. None of them had major issues with sharing rooms, with the exception of one person. And then there was another individual who had who wanted the top room. So there was 2 different. Yes, there was 2 different issues going on that day. But most everybody was willing to share rooms.
You are not main cast. I'm gonna need you to understand.
But do you see the dynamic that's going on? The OG, even though Larsa is technically an OG because she was on there season 1 and I think season 2.
Larsa was just season 1.
She was just season 1? Okay. Yep. But Adriana is sniffing around looking for an excuse to attack her because she feels that because she left and came back, she's not really OG. And my thing is, it just seems like a temper tantrum because you're pissed you're not full-time cast, you're just a friend.
But she made that choice, though.
But she's regretting it. That's the thing. And that's why she's acting up the way how she is.
I want to know what her issue is with Larsa. The real issue, not this whole she left and then came back. I want to know what the real issue with Larsa is.
I wonder if she thought, like when she made the decision to be a friend, that she didn't know who the cast was. Because had she known that Larsa was going to be on the cast, maybe she would have made a different decision and came back as full time. So now she's acting the whole fool as if she's like full time when she's not.
I think I agree, but I also think that a lot of Adriana's looking at Larsa like, look, we were successful without you.
Yeah.
We didn't need you. Like it got better
But
once you we got it better once you left.
but here's the thing though. When that show started season 1, Larsa Pippen was the only one I knew. And that's by avenue of her husband. And I don't even know basketball like that, but I knew
Same
who
thing with
she
Christy. Same thing
was.
with Christy Rice. So we know who she was except for her husband. So
Right, but they brought the name brand, the name recognition to the show, and Adriana
not really.
didn't.
Not really. I'm sorry. Let's call the same thing with that one.
Who?
Didn't know what Larsa Pippen was until if you had just told me, oh, that's Larsa. I'm like Larsa who? You put Pippen on the end of it. Okay,
Pippen,
now
yeah,
I get
that's what I'm saying. The last name brought the clout, and it made me want to watch. I was like, wait, why is a basketball's wife doing on here? What's going on?
it was a Real Housewives franchise. It's Miami. I'm like we know the money that's in Miami, good and bad. So I was intrigued.
I
I
thought,
need Larsa.
but out of all the names, out of all the last names on that first year, Pippen had the most brand recognition.
Barely. But okay.
Out of all the rest of them,
True. No, I'm saying we're just
because
looking at them in the bubble in the back. You're correct.
was he still playing back then?
No.
He was, but he was closer to playing than he is now. Like you
Right.
had that recognition. Scottie Pippen, like me, I don't follow basketball, but I know what a Scottie Pippen is because he was playing with Jordan, the sneaker guy. That's how I
Oh
equate
God.
it. Sorry, I'm not,
You
but
didn't know
here's,
who? So you didn't know
why
who
I'm
Leah
saying it
Black
like
was?
that. Who?
You knew? Did you know who Leah was? Where you're from? Is she? Do
Leah's
you know
big
who?
down here in the social scene.
You know. So you know, but you knew her. But if you're talking about like outside of Miami,
Outside of
you would.
Miami, no, but
Mm-hmm.
Leah is one of those philanthropist socialites that's always in like the Aventura magazine, and I would see it when I went to the doctor's office. So she was one of the, and her husband's the big time lawyer, da 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 da,
Gotcha.
all of that. But that I assumed that was just down here regionally.
Mm-hmm.
But with Larsa, that intrigued me.
Mm.
Because for Leah, I was like, oh, she's going to be a lawyer's wife. That's going to be boring. She's going to be like very cognizant of what she's saying. That was my preconceived notion of her. So I discounted her.
Gotcha.
But Larsa, that was basketball money. That's when I thought he had money.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And,
yes,
you
Bria.
know,
Like, Larsa was Kardashian adjacent for a little while
right when she left,
when she left.
she went to do that. So, I mean, I was like, oh, wow, this is basketball money. That intrigued me. And it brought, even though like I was gonna watch it anyway, because Miami, of course, I'm gonna watch, but her name brought me to the show. I didn't know who the rest of them was.
Me neither, but it was I liked it because it was a Housewives franchise. It was Miami. I'm like, okay, so place with some money.
And
We
I
could work
did
with
like it
you.
because it was multicultural.
That's the fun part.
Because you had the Cubans in there bringing in the Cuban spice. I was like, oh, this is good. I'm surprised that they're doing this, but it was good because you either had all white franchises or all black franchises.
Right.
So
This was
this was a
good.
nice addition. Let's see. So where are we up to? Larsa tells them everybody's going to be sharing a room except me. I'm sharing a room with my jewelry. And it's my trip. I had to do a lot of work, so deal with it. They get to the house. The house is really nice. I like
Yes.
it. It's got 5 bedrooms. Larsa gets hers, and then the other ladies have to double up. Lisa starts saying, I don't share. I don't do that. I barely share with Lenny. What? Why would she think she wouldn't be sharing? And they start bickering back and forth. Lisa feels like Alexa is being snippy with her. It didn't work. They were used to White Ridge franchise. Really? Miami worked
Miami, what
until they
happened?
were fighting with each other physically.
Yeah. Here's what happened. This is just my personal opinion. Um, they never really there was no reunion for season 3 because they said the ratings plummeted or something. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think me personally, I don't think so. Because everyone was mad when Miami got cut. So I don't know why they really. I don't know the real reason why Miami didn't
Weren't
do well
there
for season 3.
weren't
Well, season okay. Here's what happened. Between season 2 and season 3, you lost Anna, who just read Leah for Filth on the reunion. And then you lost Karen, who was like the bad bone collector, but it was hilarious to see her try. She was a
Mhm.
holler. So you lost 2 really good casts off of that, and then the whole storyline with Leah being the alleged madam, pimping out Adriana to her rich friends while Adriana was married. I think that turned people off. And I think with Mama Elsa not being there, I think that's another shift that we can't discount either because Mama Elsa was like everyone loved her. So
Mhm.
I think there was a lot of things and transitions during that time to where there was a problem. I think Joanna was getting into it with Brandy Glanville. It was a whole mess.
Yes, there was a cross franchise,
Which was
almost legal suit kind of thing.
right,
And basically, I think they sacrificed Miami
right.
because it was the new kid on the block in comparison to the other
Mm-hmm.
one. Um, oh, and last night they had that really nice tribute to Mama Elsa.
Yes,
That was so sweet. Oh, rest in peace, Elsa. I do miss her. And at times I see a lot of her in Marisol with the things that she
of
says.
course. People that were used to diversity liked and watched, not the white ones. Raised were not good. I think that I think that's a
Mm,
good part of it because at that time I think Miami was too far ahead of its time. I think if
mhm,
Miami was launched now, like it was this time with the reboot, I think we're in a better place to people want the diversity. Like people
mhm.
are sick of seeing like the same old stuff. That's why you see OC it tanking. That's why they had to fire Kelly and Broadway and bring back Heather to say they behind.
Mhm. Mm.
Yanni has another point.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
so let's see.
I love it
Where
when
are
they
we?
speak Spanish. I love it when Alexisa was speaking Spanish to Nicole when they were fighting. I enjoy things of that because that to me that's
Mhm.
real.
Mhm.
Because around here, like when people start arguing, especially people who speak different language, you could tell like they get into it when they go from English to their native language. And like, oops, yep,
Mhm.
you say something you don't want nobody to know.
And the thing is, you're so hot, you ain't even realizing
No,
what you're saying. You just
right,
go back into,
yeah,
your mother tongue or or your accent or whatever,
because Alexei did that to Nicole. Nicole responded in kind. I'm like, yep, I like this. This is real.
But I'm wondering if there is a little issue there because Nicole isn't fully Cuban. She's half Cuban, half Puerto Rican. And there's an issue with Cubans and Puerto Ricans because, and it all goes back to Bacardi.
I remember you telling the story about that. I'm like, oh, I'm like it's serious down there.
Yes. So I'm wondering if that was part of it yesterday, but let's not go that deep. Okay. So I think this is where Adriana decides I'm going to strip down. I want this big room. Her and Julia are in the bathroom, and she says, I'm going to strip down and I'm going to get into the tub and I'm claiming this room. The other ladies are arguing because Lisa is demanding a room on her own. Gertie is late. She's not going to be there this first day. She's sharing with Kiki. So Kiki has her room by herself tonight. Lisa's adamant she's not sharing. All of these arguments are going on. And Kiki says, guys, I had a lot of coffee and I have to caca. Let's let's stop this right now.
I love
You
it.
know,
Priorities.
exactly. But that was the line of the night for me. I've had a lot of coffee and I have to caca. Uh, Kiki is a mess. She was almost my thumbnail today, and I said, no, I can't make the whole thumbnail about shit.
But have you learned? Have you seen it? We talked about this before. But Kiki is learning on the fly as a friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
she understands the assignment.
Yep. Yep. She gives a good face and she says little things. Like I think she's learning from Marisol.
Yes, she is. Of
Um,
course, she is.
let's see. Lisa and Alexia go back and forth. And it's just a mess. It's like total chaos. The ladies come into Larsa's bathroom and find a half naked Adriana in the tub and Julia just looking on. I think at that point Julia had kind of checked out with Adriana because although she is flirty, I think she found her boundary. I think she found
Right.
that red line and she wasn't going to cross it because you're talking about nudity now. Nudity. And Julia's a whole married woman. Okay. This will be a problem for any spouse.
Exactly.
And I don't know what game Adriana's playing, but it's a very dangerous one.
Agreed.
And I hope that this has been pre-planned with her and Julia and Martina.
Agreed.
Because it's not
And
coming over good.
I don't understand how they don't understand. Like, Larsa put the trip together. She's like, well, I don't. Well, I'm going back to Adriana in the
Mm-hmm.
touch. She's like, well, I don't understand like how Larsa thinks that she can leave for 10 years and come back and say she's queen bee. She's not above anybody. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, no, Adriana.
But it's her trip.
Larsa put the trip together. What's wrong with
Mm-hmm.
you? And then I'm glad somebody brought. Speaking of Lisa, I'm glad they brought up that. Well, Lisa, you got the best room in the suite. So what's the deal?
Yeah.
It was your
It was
event. If you're
trip. You got the best room.
yes,
And the rest of us shared. Now it's Larsa's trip. She gets the best room, and
mm-hmm.
the rest of us share. What is the big deal? And she's like, well, if I knew I had to share, I would have gotten my own room at the local hotel. Well, go on Expedia and get your room. What's stopping you? You have money. She was making no sense, and I guess this was her way of getting screen time with a useless argument.
Right.
Ah, and start speaking Spanish. Oh yes. I love it when they all get hot and bothered and start speaking in Spanish because, as you said, Jamal, it's authentic because that's what they would really do. That's my mom, and she speaks perfect English.
Yeah, I grew up. See, when I was younger, I learned Spanish. I took Spanish classes, so I grew up around like Latin cultures, and it would be just so interesting, especially when the parents and the grandparents get into it,
Mhm.
and they notice like the kids are around, and they flip. I'm like, yep, you not. We don't time to go. I always say like whenever the grown ups switch from English to the motherland, it's time to go. Let's just don't try
Mhm.
to be nosy. Don't try to hear that. Just let's just go. No, just go.
Mhm. Um, remember I said this one part of the argument got me so sick. When Marisol started making excuses for Alexia, saying, "Oh my God, she has so many things going
Right.
on with her. She doesn't have a wedding venue," and Alexia was like,
Right.
"What? The two of them need to stop. It's too obvious. Stop it." And you've worn it out.
Let's see,
You-
real quick. Steven Crisco says my sister does the same thing when she's mad.
Mhm.
Queen Bria said my kids know when I'm mad. I revert to my native tongue. And I've been raised in Canada. And JG says Jamal the same thing happening in French Canadian culture. Now, see, I haven't heard it with the French Canadians. What I hear with French Canadians, the ones I've met, is when they get mad, the French comes out,
Mhm.
and it comes out like heavy. I'm like, wait, Like they like from one coworker I had, was from Montreal, and she spoke like English with like very faint accent. But
Mm-hmm.
you could hear it. But when she got heated, she spoke English in like a French person would speak English. But it was like perfect English, but with a heavy French accent. I'm like, oh, you mad? I'm about to go over here. Where are you going? I'm going over here. She's like, why? I'm like, because you're upset right now. I'm not upset. I'm like, well, your voice is raised and your French accent's coming out even heavier. I'm going over here. So I sat in the corner and watched the show as she just laid into some people.
Oh my God. We also find out that Alexia was the one who brought Nicole to the group, but she's a little pissed that 2 weeks after introducing her, Nicole latches on to Lisa. Jealous
Right.
much?
Yeah, you brought her into the group, but she's not supposed to make friends.
I, I, mm. Or is Nicole supposed to be forever grateful to
Loyal.
you for
Mm-hmm.
bringing her into the group, and you're supposed to fall in line behind Marisol being a secondary enforcer for you?
Right. So look, I brought you in to be a minion. Do minion things. Is what she's trying to say.
Or like how Nicole, and I think to a certain extent Gertie, is saying how the newcomers, the new girls, are feeling like second class citizens versus the OGs of this franchise. There is a pecking order, but these new girls ain't having it. Gertie is speaking her truth, and Nicole is saying, I might be a doctor, but I can transfer my doctorate over to a law degree because I can defend my corner against you two boo-boos. Because that dinner was everything.
I I like all the ladies, each
Mm-hmm.
for different reasons. But Nicole gained a lot of points with me because she was not backing down. And when she said like everyone judges everyone, and if you say you
Mm-hmm.
don't, you're a fucking liar. And they were all crickets, silence,
Mm-hmm.
nothing. I'm like, yeah, Nicole just shut it down right there.
Well, here's the thing. She did the one key thing. She said, bring the receipts. And Marisol was speaking very vaguely. Well, I heard, and we have mutual friends, and they've told me that you said blah, 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 blah,
Right.
blah. You know, um, it's all
Plain that I
gossip.
heard.
And they
Plain I
were
heard.
accusing Nicole of being the
The
gossiper
gossiper.
when they're bringing the gossip to the table.
But here's the thing, though. Playing that I heard game is a very dangerous game because when people start playing it on you, you'll be real mad. Look what happened to Alexia.
I just
Uh,
don't get it.
let me go back. Yes, Queen Bria. So
Yeah.
for current cast on season one was it Marisol, Alexia, and Adriana.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the three on this franchise who are they're in Larsa,
Wait, Lisa came
Adriana.
second season?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
Lisa's second season. Give me 2 seconds. Keep talking. Give me
Mm-hmm.
2 seconds.
Okay, so before we get to the dinner, we see Julia pulling out her 1991 Miss Universe swimsuit. That was kind of cute. On the balcony, we see Alexia and Marisol and Adriana talk about the wedding venue and how things have improved between Todd and Peter. Useless filler.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we flash to Chef Marco cooking up some mussel shrimps and clams in the kitchen with a side of lobster. Oh, it looked good. We see Julia calling Martina to update her on all the fights that have been going on. Then Kiki and Nicole talk about Adriana's breasts. I don't think Adriana's breasts look that good. And then Marisol and Alexia reminisce about Mama Elsa, and Alexia calls Todd to check in. Next, we see Lisa's hairstylist show up from Miami, and Alexia and Marisol peep that, and they're like, "Wait, she brought glam?
Right.
Okay, now."
So just a quick note.
Mm-hmm.
This is season one, so I'll go from left to right. You have Alexia,
Mm-hmm.
Marisol, that's Larsa, That's Christy Rice, Leah Black, and Adriana. And this is your original cast of Miami.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And how some of them have changed
Yeah.
outside of aging. I mean, because we all age. I mean, it's like if you're aging, you're alive, and I'll take it.
Damn. Okay. And who else? Let's see. Um, Alexia thinks that Lisa is being a diva. And Lisa says she's basically staying out of their way because she is not going to get into it with anybody. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's been her stance from the beginning. She's never really come close to engaging in any sort of argument. And that's why when Larsa tells her at the dinner, just stay out of it like you normally do. It's she told no lie.
But here's the thing, though, Larsa, you don't even know Lisa like that. I don't think. Like
True.
you haven't been around. And here's the thing. People know who to do that with.
Mm-hmm.
Because where I come from, Larsa wouldn't have said that to the ladies around here because they'd have handled her then and there.
Right, but here's the thing. Lisa has a high profile marriage to a high profile
Right?
plastic surgeon with a high profile bank account. And his insurance at the job don't cover her getting into fistfights with
Right.
nobody.
That's
Okay.
true. I wish
So
Lisa was a
she
little quicker to come
has a big
back. So
reputation to protect, like how Leah never really got into any fisticuffs or anything
right,
because her husband and who he was.
right.
They know how to navigate this. Larsa, just because you losing your marriage don't
I
mean
think
you got to drag everybody down.
With Lisa, I wish she were a little quicker with it. Because
Mm-hmm.
if I was Lisa, I'm like, you know what, Larsa, you're right. I'm gonna stay out of it with my husband, and I just left it there. We just gonna leave it there for you.
Lisa has a lot of uses, but being quick-witted isn't one of them.
I know. That's what I wish from her. Like, give me a little something. Give me a little something.
Look, we were surprised that she's running the med spa. Baby steps.
True. Well, if you look at her resume, you could see it, but it's just not what she gives us on the show. Which
Mm-hmm.
which kind of you want to give her the benefit of the doubt because some of us do read stuff. We see articles like, oh, you did this, you did that. Okay, you're not what you're completely portrayed on the show, which is intriguing to me, which is why I want to know more about her. But I buy like Lisa overall.
The girls came for Nicole. Here's why. Because when they was going at it with Lisa, Nicole stepped in and took Lisa's side,
Right.
right? And so that's why Alexia was like, wait, but I brought you onto this show. You
Right.
should be kissing my ring. Why are you, her friend, defending her against
Right.
me? So then Alexia gets together with Marisol and said, girl, at the table, we need to roll out the gossip, the chismosa.
But remember, she said, "I'm going to call her out about that, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to as well." So that was planned before they get to dinner. So they had
Mm-hmm.
planned to go in on Nicole for talking about she was talking about Lisa behind her back,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
Marisol's like, "Okay,
Yeah, Marisol does the bidding. She's not a full-time wife. She knows that she can come in, drop bombs, and then go, okay, I'm gonna just sit back here.
right."
What's happening? She knows that she can do that. She knows that and she's very good at it because she learned at the knee of her mom.
And then, but again, we have to give Nicole credit. I want Lisa to take notes on this. Nicole's not backing down. She's not afraid of none of y'all. She's like, look,
Mhm.
my daddy didn't been to jail, and I'm a whole doctor. Like, what you got for me?
Exactly. I love how she argued her point. She did
Yes.
not get up. She did not raise hands. She sat there and she was just like, yeah, I said before I got to know her what I said.
Mhm.
And I said, before I understood what OnlyFans was, what I said, but then I did my due diligence and I got to
Mm-hmm.
know her. And then I went on and I explored OnlyFans and I went and looked at her page. And OnlyFans is a great platform. It's not just that. And then the producers, the shady producers, rolled that beautiful bean footage and went back to Larsa's party, the Sweet 16
Right.
party, and she said she defended Larsa and said that's not what the only thing the platform is about. It has physical trainers. I've seen her website. It's not that bad. It's not about porn. The person who said it was porn, Alexia.
So yeah. And
Alexia
then
said it was porn.
when Larsa had nothing for Nicole, she wouldn't turn to Kiki. Because Kiki said, "Oh my god, oh my god." So, say, "Oh my god" one more time, Kiki. And Kiki said, "Oh my god." She's all, "What?" I'm like,
No,
"See."
but then Larsa started grasping at straws because when they
Mm-hmm.
realized that Lisa was like, so what?
Right.
Everybody says stuff about me and they don't know me. I don't care. So she took that approach and she wasn't going to do it with Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
And they realized, meaning Marisol and Alexia realized, well, we ain't getting nowhere with stupid Lisa. She, as usual, is not getting involved in nothing. Then Marisol is like, well, I heard that you said, Nicole, that Larsa's a hooker. And I loved it when Nicole said, that's not even in my vocabulary. And I knew exactly what she was saying because
Right.
I wouldn't call her hooker. I would call her puta.
Right.
So, I mean, it's Marisol.
It fell apart. It fell apart.
It is.
It just fell
It
apart
did.
when Nicole wasn't arguing emotionally. She was arguing points, like you said.
She was arguing
But
facts. And she was like, if I said it, bring the receipts. Who
right.
said that? What friends?
And then they didn't get
And
any
then she
backup
took
from Adriana.
accountability. She took
Yeah.
accountability. They weren't expecting that.
And then Adriana, and they tried to involve Adriana, if I recall correctly, because didn't someone ask Adriana, well, what do you think, or something? Or am I mistaken?
I think they tried to pull her in.
Yes.
Julia was
Okay.
backing off, and then Larsa lost points with Julia because Larsa said, "Didn't you leave your first husband for your current husband? And at least I never judged you for having a child out of wedlock."
Wedlock. Yep.
And then
Uh,
Julia, in her confessional, was like, "I have 3 children with 3 different men,
right.
none of which I married."
Right. And then what was wrong was when she said, like, oh, like, I heard that you left your husband was a teacher, right? She's all, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Lenny was a teacher, my first husband. She's like, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard what you, like, once you met Anthony, you left him, blah blah blah. And she's like, no,
No.
Lenny and I, and
We
Lisa's
were
like, her name is Lenny too.
divorced. No, we were separated for
But
2
she's like, but
years.
Lisa was funny. She's like, his name was Lenny too. And she's like, yeah.
Yes.
She's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, interesting. And she's like, we were separated 2 years before I met Anthony. I'm
Mhm.
like, well, ooh, I want you to calm that. I'm like, yes, this is why you don't speak on things you don't know. Like, you don't speak on
They
people's
were not
marriages.
ready for her. Like she
Oh,
showed out every single one of her degrees. And the rest of these boo-boo kitties was left there licking their paws.
Nicole had me feeling
Oof.
bad for them, the way she
Yeah.
handled them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was 2-on-1, and it was actually 3-on-1,
Yep.
and
3.
she handled all y'all effortlessly.
Yep.
The arguing points and facts.
And she did it in such a calm manner. Like she took that breath, she took that sip of her wine, and then she put it down and she laid into each and every one of them. Each and
And like,
every.
but Alexia had a point to a degree. Like, you got mad at me when you said I was being aggressive and stuff, and I was being passionate. X Y Z. She's all, and you're getting mad at me. So she's all, well, no. She's all, agree. I'm passionate. Yes, yada 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 yada. And the difference between Alexia was, it was, to Lisa's point, it was a consistent thing. It wasn't just a one-time thing. Lisa felt like she was always aggressive towards her and being snappy, whereas Nicole, this was the first time, a one-time deal. So, and Alexia, you have Marisol as, like, as the enforcer, so that's another problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why people are coming at you a little bit, because you, um have Marisol as a sidekick. But what Alexia was saying earlier in the show about Lisa being kind of a brat was not wrong.
Mhm.
And Alexia was just saying, like, she's trying to shut it down, like, no, 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 you're not going to turn this around on me. In that moment, Alexia was correct. Lisa was being a brat. Alexia got frustrated because Lisa wanted to keep it going and kept whining, which I get it. When people aggravate you, you're going to your tone's gonna get elevated. And like I always say this, ethnic folks, like we like get upset, our voices do raise. It is what it is.
Mhm. Mhm.
It is what it is. I have friends of all walks of life, all cultures, and when their tones go up, like what, you just real upset right now. I'm gonna sit here and let you be upset, and just let you burn it out. Just burn it out.
Oblavi wants to know if we were looking at a different show. And Anna says I like them all for the show, but as a person, I really like Nicole. She's the whole package: wealth, professional, family problems, and if you come for her, she will come for you, but with integrity. She has two brain cells to rub together, and she uses them wonderfully against these
No,
women because I don't think that they are used to dealing with someone like her. Like the last professional that we had on was Karen, the doctor who had
Karen and Anna,
right. But yeah, because Anna was the
the
lawyer.
lawyer.
Anna used to get them together. I think they have
Right.
forgotten about that.
Anna read Leah for filth on that
Karen was
reunion.
stupid. Karen was stupid. And she was caught up in her lies though. Because wasn't she dating the soap opera
Right.
guy, but not
Yeah.
really?
Right. I
Like,
think he was cheating on her while he was in Colombia or something.
yeah, there was child, it was a telenovela all by itself. But yeah, I think they forgot about Anna, and Nicole is Anna 2.0. Oof. Mm-mm-mm.
Bobby thought you
I
know
need
what's
to. Is that it? So you didn't watch? Stop being.
you have to like scrape off like the whole anger acting
Mhm.
type part of it and really look at what was said and how it was said and who made what
Mhm.
points.
And the character dynamics, the people who were saying it to each other, and what
Right.
is under the surface. Yeah, I agree with you. You
Yeah.
do have to scrape off the surface level
Yeah.
bullshit.
If you
Mhm.
just take these shows at surface level, then yeah, you're gonna see a different show. But if you take off the surface and you look underneath and really dissect who said to what and why, it's a
Mhm.
whole they really won't match. You have to like, yeah,
Mhm. Child, that fight at the table was everything. Um, let's see. Alexia says that Nicole is a gossip.
huh.
Larsa
Robbie
says that
says, well, I
Nicole.
watched it. Nicole was back. Nicole didn't backpedal. She took accountability and
Yeah,
she said what she said.
yeah.
She said what she said.
And then the producers
Now
backed her up.
with footage, and then
Mhm.
if you want to talk about backpedaling. Exactly. I
Mhm.
was just about to go here about it.
Yep. Yep. Because the porn comment about OnlyFans was said by her friend Alexia.
Right,
So then who really said the hooker?
right. Oh, that was when you watch it, like you pay attention, you're like you just laugh. Especially when shout out to Peacock for busting out the B footage,
Mhm.
beautifully edited.
And y'all got to realize that when Nicole said that hooker isn't in my vocabulary, what she said, what she was really saying was, if you in a passion to call somebody a name like that, you're not going to use the English. You're going to go back into your native tongue and use the Spanish word. So again, that I looked at Marisol side eye and I'm like, girl, you getting sloppy with this.
Right.
You
That's
getting
the
real
same thing.
sloppy.
Yeah. Because here for me, I'm not sure if you felt the same way. Even when Marisol said hooker, it didn't seem authentic.
No,
It didn't
no.
feel like it didn't feel within her vocabulary either.
But then when Nicole came back at them and said, well, your friend Alexia told me that you got married just to be relevant, and I put my son's life on it. How many of y'all gonna
Yeah,
do that? I was like, wait, what?
right. And then
What?
Alexia did not deny that it was said. She's like, I don't remember saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oof, oof.
Yeah. So she
Oh, remember,
defended her stance, and then she turned the tables on them, and they couldn't come back.
and remember, Nicole also said, she said you got married to be relevant, and the timing was suspect. I'm like, oh.
Well, we all know that Marisol's marriages are all suspect.
Uh, it wasn't the relevant part that got me. And when she said the timing of it was, I'm like, oh, like you basically are trying to say you just got married to be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
ouch.
Yeah. So Lisa says she's putting it behind her because she's a great person. And Garrity is arriving tomorrow. Tomorrow the activities for the girls will be boxing and shopping. I don't think we need to be doing boxing with these ladies.
No.
Just all of y'all go shopping. Yeah, we got to disagree on Nicole.
Yep.
Oh, she's disagreeing about Nicole.
Yep. That's what
She's
we do. That's what we do here.
like
I mean,
Elsa.
you and
I
I don't always
know.
agree, so there's room for.
No, we don't. But her mom is one of a kind. Miss her.
Yep.
Yes, Anna. We miss her too. Oh my God. So, y'all, that was the episode. That was the Real Housewives of Miami season 4, episode 7, Bling, Boobs, and Bickering. And it was all three. It was all three. It was a good episode. Like, this was almost perfect, you know. The only thing is that Gertie wasn't there. I do like it where all the housewives assemble
Right.
for the fight. It just gives a much more well-rounded and more opportunities for minor skirmishes to happen. And it's cash trip. You know, you want everybody to be there
Everyone there.
unless they're pregnant. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. This live chat has been amazing. We are going to come up in a couple of minutes. We had our 3:00 show scheduled for Project Runway. Jamal's going to be doing that one. So that will be next once we end this show. And I can't wait for Nicole and Adriana to get into it.
Me too. I can't wait for that.
Listen, I think that this season is going to end with like all of the bombs dropping. I really do. This was a good episode.
Yes.
And was it yesterday?
Closing.
Yesterday they did their reunion.
Yes.
Miami did their reunion in New York yesterday. So interesting.
And whoever's hired in the production for this show needs to take over Atlanta.
What?
Take over Atlanta, take over New York. Get them right.
Oh, you mean the production company?
Yes. Yes.
I don't think Atlanta's ready for the spice of Miami.
A full break.
Maybe, yeah. Well, that's usually the best place to start is to replace the production company.
Yes.
And then replace everybody on the cast.
Pretty much.
I would like to see them do that for New York. Brand new, like everybody. Nobody that we know. Start fresh.
I'm not mad at
it. But they gotta clean up the mess in New York first.
Yeah. Stat.
Alrighty. So, guys, thank you for joining us today. Loved your live comments. Can't wait to see what comes up in the comments from the replay crew. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today. Up next, Project Runway, right?
Yes, going there now.
Alrighty. So, until next time.
Of course.
Alrighty. Bye.